when was the last time you called 911?
Ooh, a couple of years ago.
Were you being robbed?
It's complicated. I was, but I told the police that my neighbors were being robbed.
Was it because of your age?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm an adult.
The father?
The father. This is an interesting precursor to some technology. It's like he didn't need the talk boy all along. He has this ability.
Whoa. Our sponsor for this minute, Tiger, would happily disagree. Your partner in the voice-changing landscape.
Yes.
Intelligent, maybe. Artificial, definitely. Artificially intelligent? No way.
We just play the tape slow.
So we're talking about the first few seconds of what I believe is minute 86.
That's true.
Of the John Hughes film Home Alone.
I've heard of it.
The guy who made Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. He made another movie about a kid.
Uncle Buck?
No, that's still too much John Candy. He needed a even further departure, I think. He only needed a sprinkling of John. What would you say what's the thing you say on Reddit to convey your expertise? Like, as a blank, and then you start saying whatever your diatribe is. What is that thing? I'm aware it can be a few different things.
I'm not going to go where maybe you expect me to go, but I did recently start a Reddit comment with as a blank, and I'll explain it to you. It was recently Halloween, about 12 days ago, as of this recording, at least. And then you start seeing people's Halloween costumes. And one of my favorite hockey players, David Pasternak of the Boston Bruins, dressed up as Kevin McAllister. And it made me very happy. And someone posted it on the Boston Bruins subreddit. And I had a comment and saying, as a guy in a band about the movie Home Alone and a Boston Bruins fan, this makes me happy.
So as a guy in a band about the movie Home Alone and as a host of a podcast about Home Alone and as a Boston Bruins fan, how would you describe the 86th minute of Home Alone?
Like, some stuff happens.
See, I think you're leaning a little hard on the Bruins.
This Kevin's wicked smart.
As an educator.
Well, see, Jerod, in the 86th minute, we've got Kevin. He makes this 911 call, fakes his voice. He's demonstrating some forward thinking. He tells him that the Murphy home across the street is being robbed, right? He runs down the hall. He goes under the tripwire. The Wet Bandits come up. Harry falls on the tripwire. Marv kind of dives over him, but he gets Kevin by the pant leg. It's a moment of danger. Things are bad. He's got him. But some foreshadowing has paid off, because what does Kevin see on the stairs going up to the attic? That's right. Buzz's tarantula. Gets the tarantula, puts it on Marv's face. He screams. Classic. Kevin runs up the stairs and Marv throws the spider off and it lands on Harry. And that's where our minute ends.
As a Smashville Predators fan, I really enjoyed that summary.
Okay. Did you like it?
I love it. I want some. Put that clip in there. I don't know if you have any Foley for catfish, but
this podcast needs some more Tim McGraw alternative recordings.
Don't know what it is about the Predators scoring. Where do you think he dubbed that? Do you think that was an at-home?
Yeah. I think Tim's got a pretty decent setup at home. He's got at least a vocal booth, right?
I think between the two vocalists that live there, it just makes sense as an expense.
Do you think they prefer separate microphones?
I think they have one microphone that they quote unquote share, but they each actually have their own that they use when the other is out of town.
Okay. Okay. This is maybe the most unnecessary speculation we've ever done.
Put it on the chart.
Yeah, we'll have a year-end special of the most ridiculous speculating we've done. I wonder if Tim McGraw and Faith Hill like the same microphone.
What percentage do you think the existence of McGraw Hill Publishing had on their coming together? Did that publishing company have any influence?
I think it puts them in the same building pretty often, right?
You said that Marv does a bit of a dive here. I would agree with that. I would also say it's a leap.
Okay.
Not as a disagreement, but as an additional way to describe what I'm seeing.
No, yeah, I think you're right. Leap might be appropriate.
Well, it's maybe one than the other. Maybe it's a leap into a dive.
The diving leap.
Ooh, I like that. It's a testament to his reaction time because he's only a foot moment behind Harry, who trips on the aptly named Kevin wire. No, trip wire. And Marv is like, oop, fool the couple of us once. Is that because he's less intellectual and more in his body? So he immediately recognizes that Harry just tripped over something and is like, oh, I'm not tripping over that.
To me, it seemed like Marv has to leap because Harry's now in the way. Or does he trip? Does he hit the tripwire too and it turns into a leap? Or is he making an intentional leap over Harry to get to Kevin?
I think it has to be intentional for him to get the distance he's getting.
He's tall. He's going to get that distance regardless.
Fair. Let's not gloss over the little back and forth with Harry and Marv up the stairs at the beginning of this minute where...
No. We should probably back up to the top of the minute and talk about this 911 call.
Let us.
How much do we love this green phone?
I like that it has the aesthetics of a large number phone, but is not the comically large numbers that we saw from some other manufacturers of the era.
Yeah.
Or maybe even from Bill Self.
This is a nice Brookstone phone.
Would you call it emerald?
Yeah, I think I would.
It has a nice marbling.
Do you think this is their Christmas phone? Are they so wealthy that their Christmas decoration box has a phone in it and they swap out their regular gray or black phone for their seasonal landline?
Oh, you know it's beige.
Yeah.
It's beige.
Peter, go down and get the Christmas phone.
Honey, I just spent the entire afternoon wallpapering our room. Can you give me a minute?
No, it doesn't feel like Christmas without the Christmas phone. I know we're leaving the country, but I want the house decorated.
I like the idea that she would use similar comebacks to completely different objections, where he's like, I don't even know where the Christmas phone is. And she goes, grow a goatee.
That's her go-to. That's not a I won't be shaving. That's just like her insult. Like, because he tried that early in their relationship. Oh, go grow a goatee, Peter.
Yeah, we think it's
you're
just
so
like
great.
we think it's an in the moment thing to the razor that's actually kind of bad because like you don't trim a goatee if you don't have it's years ago when he did try to grow a goatee and like oof.
And this has been the knife she gets to twist anytime he's being a dingus.
So he's like, all right. And he heads downstairs to go get the Christmas phone.
So we get Kevin's adult voice, which I think is pretty good. He's got a pretty good adult voice.
It's pretty convincing.
My house is being robbed. My address is 656 Lincoln Boulevard. My name's Murphy. And then he hangs up. If you get that call, do you show up with your vast expertise in law enforcement that you have?
It depends on how busy the queue is in the village.
Yeah, how many hypers do we have on 2?
Yeah, like, are you sending a guy out who then radios back and is like, tell them to count their stuff again? They're not being robbed.
We said that we need to check, and we're watching this movie in order. We don't jump ahead, but just this is a nice reminder that we need to see if that guy is one of the people that shows up to arrest the Wet Bandits later. I don't think he is.
It will bother me if he is. Like, he did not earn that.
Oh, interesting. See, like I see it as a potential for redemption. He's a bad cop, and now he's a good cop.
But what lesson does he learn?
Well, this is another entry in the Home Alone cinematic universe that we need to see. The Netflix miniseries of what happens to this cop between tell him to go count their kids again and actually doing his job and arresting criminals. There's a whole arc there.
I think the reason it's a little sticky for me is because I know there's some competition internally, and like you are often praised and even rewarded for your collars, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I think it has a more lasting effect as a lesson if he does not get the win of the collar. So like he is back at the station in his doubting self, and then sees all these guys coming back with their collaring of the Wet Bandits.
That's his turning point.
Right. He goes, I should have listened.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. But had he not listened, then they would have picked Kevin up. They would have like put him on a plane to Paris, or they would have found a place for him to stay. They would have been at the home. Like the Wet Bandits would have robbed the place.
But he would have gotten a write-up in the next day's paper about saving the life of a child.
Mm-hmm.
Child lost and left home alone, reunited with parents in Paris. Thanks to local hero
who checks on kids when asked to, who knocks 4 times,
who decided he was going to count their kids.
I do like this plan from Kevin. Like this shows that he's thought out this whole path of I'll zip line out of here. I'll run over to the Murphy house. I'll hide out there for a minute, and then the cops will show up and everything's good. And that gets the cops away from my house where I am a wanted criminal and they won't arrest me.
Yeah, we forget that he is still on the lam.
He is a fugitive. Jimmy is still looking for him.
He's trying to stop that boy.
He's combing the streets.
Did you know the addresses offhand of all of your neighbors as an 8-year-old?
No, I don't think I did. I probably knew mine, and I probably knew my next door neighbor, Luke. I think he was 8177 and I was 8167.
Well, and our addresses changed with the 911 rollout. I'll say this for myself. The folks in the neighborhood that I would visit or like had kids my age, I knew their phone numbers.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know that I could tell you what their address was offhand, which I think just further goes to show what you're talking about, that he's done some planning here.
That Kevin's thought this through. He looked across the street and checked on the address so he would know what to say. But maybe he just knows it too. It's possible.
Do you think he also put traps in the Murphy house?
No.
You don't think he did any number of things to secure that while...
No.
Okay.
I don't think it's in Kevin's conscience to go in there and break in to set up more traps. I think he'll break in for the sake of eluding the bandits.
Oh, but it's already broken into though, because... And this is where it's a little tough, because we have to lean on some knowledge we have that we probably wouldn't have if we hadn't seen up until this point.
I'm tickled by the idea of people watching this movie minute by minute with us for the first time.
That's who I do this for.
But we know that the Murphy house is flooded at this point because of the Wet Bandits calling card.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be interested to reinvestigate how surprised Kevin is by that flooding when he encounters it.
Right. That will tell us how much reconnaissance he's done.
In my memory, like he's not totally thrown by it to the point that it like stops him in his tracks.
Yeah. That's why I was asking if there's a potential that he had even done something to that house, because he did feel very familiar with...
Because he's already aware.
Yeah.
But this is the kid about the same age as him across the street. Like he's been to this kid's house before.
Also
so
true.
The idea of like jumping into the cellar, going through the basement up the stairs, like he knows the layout of this house just as well as you knew your neighbor friends' homes.
But as Harry would say, you never know what's up there.
I do like these comments from the Wet Bandits about what's happening to them. There's a couple of them that we've heard so far. We're going to hear a couple more. But yeah, that line, never know what's up there.
It feels, I don't know if the word is redundant, because it's not even that. It's just unnecessary.
You think so? You talk about specifically this one, never know what's up there?
That line.
Here's what I think this line does. And while I will forgive it, although I might agree with you to an extent, what I like about it is it shows that Kevin's got them up against the ropes, that he's completely in their head. Because outside of this tripwire, Kevin has nothing else left for them. This tripwire is the last thing that he has. So while they do have to be careful of him, he's bested them so well on the ground floor that now they're on tilt. Like they can't think straight.
I completely agree with all of that. I think there are maybe two things I'll say. One is that I think he maybe says something before. My memory on this isn't perfect, but he says something like watch out or some kind of like more throwaway, kind of quieter thing that I think hints at almost the same thing. Maybe not to the same extent, but certainly hints at the fact that he's rattled them. But the second thing is my bigger beef with it, which is just as a line, it reads and sounds so strange. Okay. Because to me, it feels like someone at their second rodeo saying, this isn't my first rodeo. It's like this, in all my years of battling Kevin, I can never know what's next. Like he's drawing on experience of minutes.
I see that. Yeah. Okay.
You never know what's up there. What are you talking about? Like, this is all new to you.
Well,
like,
I think I like it for that reason, is that they've been through so much that he's already at that point, wizened and hardened by this experience. Yeah. It could be anything up there.
Right. It's like you've been in this house for 8 minutes and now you're going, you know how Kevin is.
Tripwire. Classic Kevin. Classic.
It's like a very weird pet peeve for me to have, but I'm like, how are you this familiar? You're not there yet.
Harry does a great front flip here on the tripwire.
If you were to rank it on a scale of 1 to 10 flips, how many flips would you give it?
I'll go 8 flips.
8 flips.
You?
I'd give it an 8.5.
8.5
flips.
Okay. Some typical flip inflation from the judge from the Central Time Zone, but that's, to be expected by now.
Classic flipflation.
So Marv dives/leaps over Harry here.
I think you said it best when he says he does a diving leap.
He does a diving leap. We got one Marv leaping. Eddie gets a hold of Kevin.
And tells him as much.
Yeah, he does. Eddie tells Harry over and over again.
I gotcha. Yeah, he does get more and more direct as time goes on. Like in the latter portion, he's like, Harry, help me, get up.
It has the timing of, I wonder if you caught this too. It has the same timing of like a pro wrestling match where it's like,
yes,
you're down, but you could get up. So get up. Like you've sold this a little too long. I've got this guy in a headlock, but I need you to come hit him with the chair or whatever. And it's just taken way too long. And now the ref's going to turn around and he's going to see. And like, that's the timing that we're playing around with here, is pro wrestling reality of how long someone takes to do a front flip, land, and then come back.
Yeah, it's not unrealistic. He's just selling it.
Yeah. You can call Joe Pesci a lot of things. Yeah, you can't accuse him of no selling.
That's why I gave him the extra 0.5.
Okay. We just come from different schools of thought in terms of grading flips. And that's fine. That's why we seek a range of judge's opinions. Some just have a more objective stance on things, and some of us think that Joe Pesci will do things for you if you're nice to him or something. I don't know.
Some of us just think that being more comprehensive, maybe some would even say inclusive, is an important mechanic.
Oh, sure.
For
real mature.
Something in 2025.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of Foley that I'm wondering if it's not there or if Marv is reacting to something that didn't happen. Because he has a very clear, and again, this is all sort of chaotic. There's a lot of John Williams-led fanfare, but he has what I perceive as a very distinct owl, like as if he's getting like kicked in the face or something by Kevin. But you don't hear the sound of a shoe hitting a face. You don't really hear any other kind of slap. But I do hear an owl, and maybe I'm imagining it because again, there's a lot going on. But
well, it's interesting for a kid who's inflicted so much pain on these guys already to have the instinct of just pulling away from Marv rather than rearing back and giving a good heel to the bridge of his nose. That also would have worked. The spider's funnier, but a good kick would have gone a long way here.
Yeah, you're kicking some already very sensitive areas that have, I'm not sure which degree burns.
I guess it's dangerous to pull the leg back into his area, though, because if he gets two hits, if he gets both feet in his hands, then you're really in trouble. So
the spider is the safe bet, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, as usual, yeah, of course, tarantula to the face is
more conservative. You do tend to err on the more conservative side.
You know me. That's why I'm not allowed in the UFC anymore.
They had to change those rules for you.
You know, there wasn't any specific language about whether or not I can bring a spider with me.
20 years ago, did you think that would be the reason you got a Wikipedia entry?
Not many people know that.
I mean, MMA fans worldwide do.
For tarantulaing my opponents in the octagon.
I forget, was that a loss due to disqualification or was it a no contest?
I maintained my victory. I don't know what the record books say, but...
respect.
Yeah, Axel and I went out as champions, as far as I'm concerned.
Is this the second most iconic face in the film?
It's maybe Catherine O'Hara yelling Kevin, but this is third.
Hers is a little hard because it's just furrowed brow on lady. It's kind of hard to emulate. Like when I think about brandability, like if I see somebody in a red sweater with their hands in their face, I know what they're doing. If I see somebody with like an iron outline and a tarantula in their face, I know what they're doing.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
If I see somebody sit up from a chair and go, Kevin, I know what they're doing, but maybe not as...
You have to hear the Kevin to be able to understand it.
Right.
I'll maintain aftershave, Kevin, tarantula.
Yeah, because if you're just saying, okay, here are 3 screen grabs. Oh, no. Okay. So the film cell still from this, like from an original print, which one fetches more at auction? And I think you're right.
I think they're still in that order.
I think aftershave, Kevin, Spider Iron in that order at Christie's or Sotheby's. I'm not sure who would be hosting.
Spider Iron, of course, the classic costume from the Civil War era of the Marvel universe.
Did you have Spider Iron on SNES?
No, I bet it was good.
I liked what they were doing with like the forced 3D perspective. Like it was kind of a precursor for a lot of like really important games.
Yeah.
Similar to the Catherine yelling Kevin, this sound is also iconic. This blood-curdling scream.
Oh, yeah. No, it's amazing. And really impressive matching because they recorded it later.
Right.
They can't have Daniel Stern screaming with the tarantula actually on his face. It would freak out the tarantula. So he just had to pretend. But it matches really well. I know he's just screaming, but like it's sort of, you believe that this sound is coming out of his mouth. I believe the sound coming out of his mouth.
I do. So whatever they did to make sure spatially it feels right, because I know I've maybe even unfairly had a few critiques on the sound side of things in previous minutes, but this one is just spot on.
Axel does a little flip too. Like he sort of like lands upside down or almost sideways and kind of like has to correct himself. And I can't tell if he's uncomfortable or not. He does like a little floppy spider move, and it's hard to tell if that's that's just what spiders do sometimes, and he's fine, or like that was like a painful moment for him.
You're considering if this is PETA worthy?
How many axles did we go through?
Well, there's also the power dynamic, right, to take into account. Because if they had even asked, hey, Axel, when you fell onto Joe Pesci's stomach upside down, were you uncomfortable? He could have said, no, this is great.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
This is great.
Yeah, he needs the job.
Or just like wanted to work with Joe Pesci.
We need an arachno intimacy coordinator on set to make sure everybody's cool with the limitations and how hard you can throw Axel around.
I think that's what we're all thinking, right?
I know.
I appreciate you saying it.
I'm not going to call myself brave or anything, you know.
So I will.
You know what? And I will accept you saying that about me. Now, I will call myself a hero.
Yeah. Here, every day, ready, on time.
I wasn't expecting you to have some weird Gary Busey acronym ready.
Everybody needs an acrostic.